Hey guys, how are y'all doing? All right, today I want to do a collective reading. And this is tarot, so you know what's going on. My glasses, for some reason, like to be crooked. I don't know. Anyway, all right. I've already pre-pulled the cards, so which that saves me on storage until I can get some more storage, to do these things exactly. All right, now the bottom of the deck was the Nine of Swords. All right, so that's anxiety, hopelessness, trauma, like up nights, like unable to get sleep, unable to get rest. And worrying keeps you up all night and changes nothing, right? Why do you worry so much? What is asking to be looked at and what for? What needs to be changed, right? We have the Ace of Wands reversed, the King of Swords upright, the High Priestess upright, Ten of Cups upright, and Queen of Cups upright. Now, this is, oops, let me fix this. This is, a lack of energy, all right? So because you're, up nights and unable to sleep, you're dealing with burnout. It looks to me like trying to force something it's like trying to give life to something that's, to a cycle that's already ended, that's already over, right? I mean, you are capable of seeing from all perspectives, having the head over heart, discipline, and truth. But this is like someone's being forced to do something and, keeps trying, and it's not working. It's because that cycle's already ended. So instead of going through more pain, it's time to face reality and do the right thing, so that you can have the happy family. And you need to listen to your intuition. You can't ignore that, all right? You can't, think that your thoughts and your feelings are you. It's just thoughts and feelings. Other people can project onto you, and you're thinking that that's your thoughts and feelings. That's why you go through this process. So you know exactly, what's you versus someone else. And like someone's trying to manifest, but they're having, procrastination, conflict, lack of direction. All right, and that's why they're having, creative blockages. That's why these things are happening. They're holding on to what is decayed, attachment, fear, could be causing illness, depression. You can't have these things going on in life because that's what keeps you from having a happy home, a happy family. You got to do the right thing instead of listening to someone else that you feel like knows the right way, but doesn't. Because obviously they don't. And dealing with emptiness, a void, just things are stagnant. Avoiding the tower, confined, imprisonment, certainty, fear of suffering, like the fear of the unknown, okay? Don't have fear of the unknown. You need to learn to trust the universe that you're in. You need to stop and listen to your intuition, that inner quiet voice, because that's when you know it's you and from your heart. You got to tune into your heart. Listen to your own gut intuitions, feelings. That's why you do things to, heal your chakras and make sure that your pineal gland is clear. That's when you make sure you're having absolutely no fluoride, all right? None in the water or anything else. But see, like if you could pick up and move in the right direction, you can get in the chariot and go, meaning such as with your manifestation. But you've got to get things on the right path, get rid of any karmic debt. All right, now we got the Knight of Wands, which is, action, adventure, fearlessness. See, I mean, if you just turn everything around the right way, You know, if there's a tower that's going to fall to, you know, make a change, sometimes you just got to let it, you know, and even help it, you know, because you need to go in the correct direction, right? You know, right now you're like, you know, the hangman reversed, indecision, narrow-minded, holding back. That's where the problem is, okay? And then the King of Wands reversed, impulsive, overbearing, impossible expectations. So, you know, that's what happens when you're not aligned, you know. You may be trying to force something, but if it's not in alignment with the universe, it's, you know, it's like being in a busted buggy. It's not going to go anywhere. So you've got to fix it, right? Oh, and all the cards in order. Okay, so the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Swords reversed, or no, excuse me, upright. And then our first card is the Ace of Wands reversed, the King of Swords upright, High Priestess upright, Ten of Cups upright, Queen of Cups upright, Magician reversed, Page of Wands reversed, Death reversed, the Four of Wands reversed. We have the Ace of Cups reversed, and the Tower reversed, the Chariot upright, Knight of Wands upright, the Hangman reversed, and the King of Wands reversed. But yeah, I mean, you're wanting to manifest something. You've got to be aligned with, you know, the universe, you know, that's moving along in tandem with you. That's why it's co-creating. You're working, you know, together, right, with others, whether you realize it or not. But we had certain things to come here and do. So when, you know, you were like born and made to do this. So it's, you know, what is the fear of the unknown? It's usually someone's projected onto this person, or, you know, more than one, whatever it is, and you're feeling a fear, which is, or even anger. If you feel anger, that's usually fear. The only type of fear that isn't that, the only type of anger that isn't that is a righteous anger. All right? But you're going to have to do the right thing, and we're in a different day and age. You don't really know what is going to come or happen as far as things are concerned. You might be the one that can change the whole tide and maybe save yourself. Because there's some people in energy that have, you know, they're having ill health and don't realize it's the cause of their own actions. But if, you know, repent means to turn around, turn away from. You turn away from the sins, you start heading the right direction, start doing the right things. That is your healing. And you keep going, you keep healing. Why have fear of the unknown if you already know that other people have walked this path? Then you know you can make it. You know, it's the point of it is to heal you. Some people may not realize that this is the last lifetime that they're going to live here. You need to make things right so you have a chance to come back. Or you truly go into the void. You're going to go to what your frequency is at. So raising the frequency, energy, vibration, getting people out of the lower vibrations and feeling hate, anger, fear, all that kind of stuff, guilt, shame, getting them up out of it is what saves them. Literally. Their health, everything. It changes everything. So, but it's a choice. You know, everyone makes their own choice, but it's, you know, what are you going to choose, you know? Stop having that fear that is more than likely and not your fear, you know? All over the Bible it says, do not fear, 365 times. So don't fear, trust the universe, you know, tell the universe your intention, and that means, like, you know, if you're one of the divine creators, you know, then you need to repent to the divine creator. You need to make things right. Do the right thing. That's what saves you. Okay? All right. Take care.